Hi, welcome back to the garden. Today is Friday, April 22nd. You know what we do at my house on Fridays? We plant. Happy Earth Day. The oak trees are breaking. And the dogwood's in full bloom. I know, some of you are saying, what are you talking about? You're gonna plant tomatoes? You said you weren't gonna plant tomatoes until May 1st. Well, for the most part, that's true. But this is special tomatoes. I got these from... A New Leaf's mission is to provide job training, life skills, and residential services to elevate confident independence and self-sufficiency for people with developmental disabilities. What better way to celebrate Earth Day than to support a really good organization? I think they're a wonderful organization, and this container, along with several others that we will plant after May 1st, just scream to come home with me. The last couple days, the wind's just been a-howling. We've been drizzly in the morning, sun breaks off, then the wind shifts from the other side. It's been a roller coaster, but all I've been doing is up-potting. We're gonna do the same thing, except off of this potato, you just grab hold right there, you just pull it free, and look at all the roots that came with that. We're gonna go ahead and bury this pretty deep, because our whole point right now is to make roots, because the roots are what makes the potatoes. And since today and tomorrow is supposed to be pretty warm, we'll go ahead and leave these outside in the totes. Hi, Mama. Getting ready to plant. It's gonna be within just 2 weeks, we're gonna plant this garden out. I'm gonna finish taking down the cold frames and spreading the hay out. I hope you join me for that in a couple days. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how we get tomatoes in the ground. And there's only 2, and if it does snap cold in the next week, I'll be able to cover these and they'll be just fine. So come on, let's plant. Like with everything else, we take that mulch down in bare soil. And in this garden, the bare soil and the underlining bare soil, it's kind of hard to tell the difference. We're coming on our 4th year of this deep mulch, and you see how easy that is to dig down in. Now, I got this in a straight line here, because we're going to trellis this when these get a little bigger. But it looks like they up-potted these, which is good. That's what I was hoping. That way we can separate them. Put each one in individually. Now, if you look at this tomato, they already got roots on this stem by up-potting. But we'll go ahead. This is going to seem like a crime, but I'm going to pinch off that leaf, and I'm going to pinch off that leaf, which is just going to leave this little bit of top right there. Set that down in there and backfill with your good deep, just backfill with your good deep soil. Just snug that in there. And I'm going to go ahead and put this tag here so I remember what's what. And then instead of planting them a foot apart, since we're going to trellis them, I'm going to just clear a little bit more mulch right here. See what that deep mulch does? I mean, I'm going down 8 or 9 inches just without any effort at all. See how loose that is? See the structure in there? So yes, it's a no dig, but sometimes you got to dig a little bit. But if you're digging with your hands, you're going to be okay. On this tomato plant, we're going to take that leaf off, cut and drop. We're going to take that leaf off, cut and drop. We're going to bury it, or we're going to put it in the hole. Backfill. All right, now that we've got it into the ground, see this leaf right there is touching. So we're going to pinch that off. You do not want these leaves touching the soil. Try to minimize any water splashing up on the leaves. That keeps the disease down. But even though you see how nice and moist this soil is, when I separated them, the main root ball was pretty dry. So we're just gonna soak this in. All those spaces in here, we'll let that absorb that. See that water just runs right into there? And then we're gonna cover up with just a little bit of mulch. And if this gets cold, we'll be able to cover this. Put a little bit of our mulch around here. And there you go. Our first 2 Earth Day tomatoes in the ground. I am gonna wait to plant the rest till May 1st. And since we are celebrating Earth Day and A New Leaf, which is a wonderful organization here in Tulsa, I decided we'd go ahead and break tradition and get a couple in the ground. But you know what? Every day is Earth Day in the garden, and I'll tell you why. Every 1% of organic matter on a 1-acre plot will absorb 8 tons of carbon dioxide. So 2%, 16 tons, etc., etc. Now a smaller garden obviously is going to be a little less. So over time, this little garden full of living organisms, all made of carbon, that's not the organic matter, that's the life in the soil. All worms, all bacteria, all fungus, they're made of carbon. And when they're in that life cycle and they die in the soil, they leave that carbon in the soil. The more you feed the life in the soil, the better the structure they create. The deeper that structure goes, the more carbon dioxide you're going to sequester. So every day in a deep mulch garden is Earth Day. Now if you're new to my channel, the reason I stumbled upon this deep mulch was because I didn't want to weed. And that is a great benefit to the deep mulch. Then I found out about the soil food web and the life in the soil. And the carbon sequestration, that's just the cherry on top. So in honor of Earth Day, and until we meet again, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.